Hi everybody, I'm here in Munich today, in the heart of the city, here in Odeonsplatz with this fantastic background, to take you to see somebody in a very special place for us, a CUPRA City Garage that we've just opened during the IAA here in Munich. A very, very emblematic address, Odeonsplatz number 1, here right in front of the Hofgarten in Munich, and I think one of the best places in town. And now I would like to introduce you to this person who has really been an inspiration for me in my career, who I had a great opportunity of working many years together with, and I'd like to introduce to him now. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Wayne.
Long time no see.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
I said I had somebody really special to present you, Peter Schwarzenbauer. Was my boss for 5 years when I was together at Audi. Peter has a long career, I think, at BMW, at Porsche, at Audi, and then back to BMW. Yes. Take a seat and we'll have a chat.
Yeah.
So I think if as a manager you want to inspire people, inspire the team, I think you can only do that if you yourself have a source of that inspiration. And for me, the source of an inspiration of any person or any manager has to be his principles, the things he lives for, that make him the person who he is. Well, what would you describe your principles are, Peter?
I would start with the word empathy. I think if I watch the development of society in general, I feel that we lost a little bit this important value of empathy. Because empathy, in my eyes, goes far beyond just I'm listening to you. Empathy means I'm trying to understand why you have a different opinion. And I think this is an important value, not only in a company, it would be also an important value in society. I think that we became over the last years too much me-centric. What does it mean for me? What's in for me? And I'm pretty sure that all the challenges we are facing, we will not resolve with a me-centric approach. We need to get back to the we and accepting that there are different opinions, different perspectives, and trying to understand them. So this is empathy is definitely one. The other thing is, deliver what you promise. Stand for what you tell people, deliver it. At least show as hard as you can to try to do it. And the third one is a general approach, is respect. I think that if you listen, especially now in public discussions, I think respect is missing completely, and the same is within a company. If you can respectfully disagree, but it should be respectfully.
There's a couple of things I wanted to touch with you on today that I remember from that time, because I think it could be relevant for what I'm trying to do today. I'm working at SEAT, trying to transform SEAT from a company that builds 500,000 combustion cars to electric cars, launch this new brand CUPRA. And I think your experience could be really valuable for us. So my first question that I remember when all the big things that we did or you did as a leader at Audi was trying to give or talk about the organization having a purpose bigger than just selling cars. So perhaps you can explain what drove you there and what this purpose-driven organization, what your idea behind that was.
I actually think that the definition of success is changing for individuals. I think we all are very good with what we do and how we do it. This we can explain quite easily. But we are not good in why we are doing things. And my impression is that companies who are not answering the why will have a long-term issue. And this is why I pushed so much for this purpose question. I think that people would love to line up behind a purpose. And this cannot be, in my eyes, only selling more cars. You know, remember my last speech at Audi, I mentioned this. Yeah? There are more important things in life than selling cars. That doesn't mean that I'm not taking serious the job. It's just putting it in perspective.
What are the things that you think are on that list then of things now that the big companies or big mobility companies should be looking at as the why? What should they be trying to deliver?
I think if I watch it now I have the luxury position to watch the auto industry from the outside. And if you listen to what everybody is saying, you know, it all sounds the same. Mm-hmm. So I think we are in a time period where the bold companies, with bold visions, are going to be the ones who are successful in the next years, even if there is a lot of uncertainty around the decisions you have to take. I still think not taking them is the worst thing you can do. Because if you look in general terms, you know, mobility is something which we are going to need. People want to be mobile. It's kind of in our DNA. I cannot see any reason in the world why mobility should not be an important part also in the future. And now the question is, how do we organize mobility? Because as it is right now, I don't think that this has a future. I think with CUPRA, it was quite a bold move. You know? First when I saw it, I said, wow, what are they doing now? You know? But following it a little bit more now, I think this was exactly the right thing to move forward. I think you know, the advantage of having CUPRA now is it's not like many other brands in the car industry, which every brand has certain challenges and burdens which we have to carry.
Yeah, heritage.
With CUPRA, you don't have it. So it's like a new start, but based on great technology. So I would say this will be extremely successful.
Yeah, and then creating the environment that can happen in. I mean, the work I remember you did, or a big change that you made for me, and that lasted for after you left as well, was this whole idea of making the people responsible for their own culture of the organization. What's your experience been, not just at Audi, but other companies, how you've been able to help? Or what is the role of a top leader, a top manager in that, allowing this culture or fostering this culture?
I think you have to be self-conscious, but what are your own values? And really ask yourself, regardless of the corporation you work in, what are your own values? And then stick to them and live up to them, which is not always easy, as you know, in big corporations. But I think people start to feel that you are serious about it. And then give them the freedom to discuss amongst them also, what do they think the right culture is? Because at the end of the day, it is impossible in a cultural discussion to come and say, this is how I want it to be. Yeah, this will never happen.
Okay, no, some great advice. Thank you for taking your time here, for being here today. Thank you for always inspiring me. Thank you for still advising me today after so many years. And I'll still count on you in the future. Thanks for being here, Peter.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.